John with you, and of course I've got Brandon here with me as well. Um,
Good evening.
Always good to have, being Brandon is technically he's new on Microsoft, so it's good for him to catch all these tips and tricks type of
Explorer. Op 29.1.3.
videos and stuff.
Tutorials, yeah.
Folder view list up.
So what I'm going to do is first things first. I don't even have Microsoft loaded because I want to go over this with you guys. So the first thing we're going to do real quick is I'm going to go to SimBrief. There's been a couple of you that's not really messed with the new SimBrief, but I can tell you it's much easier.
I'll definitely be glad of that.
Yeah, so when you're on SimBrief, like I am right now, and I'm already logged in because I got it to remember my stuff. So, just real quick, the first thing that you do is you go to dispatch. After you go to dispatch, you'll go to you'll go, and I pull up the link with insert 7 F7, and then hit in for new flight, which makes it easier. And then once you hit new flight, you can hit the letter E, and it's going to take you to the first edit field, which is airline. So obviously you put in what it's used. We'll use BVI for example. And then next tab you put in your flight number, which I always go by 09 Delta Whiskey. And then we're going to do a takeoff. Should I do Indianapolis? Probably not, because they had bad weather all day. And I don't know what the wind is.
Oh boy!
Check the weather up in Indianapolis for me before I put in Indianapolis as our
Let me do that.
Takeoff and destination.
Ziggy, open airport reader.
I'm not sure about that.
Echo or Ziggy, enable airport reader.
Okay, here's Dave's airport meter and tap read. Welcome to the new tar reader app.
Ziggy,
I will read.
get Indianapolis airport.
Welcome to the new tar reader app.
Let me try this again. Ziggy, get Kilo India November Delta.
Indianapolis Airport. Automated weather observation 0354 Zulu. Wind 280 true at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 23.
We're good.
Dew point 14.
It wasn't clear
earlier.
earlier. I'll tell you that. So,
I
after
can
you put in
imagine
your
not.
airport flight number, next will be your your departure. Have again. That's going to be your arrival. So we're doing kind.
Now, are they actually labeled in this newest version of SimBrief? Because I remember when I used it, those edit boxes were weirdly labeled. They'd be like ZZZZ edited stuff.
Well, it still says ZZZ if you're just tabbing, but if you hit escape and read it, they're all headings.
Okay.
So, for example, airline, hit H, flight number, hit H, depart, and then you would down arrow one time, and that's the edit box. Hit H again, arrive, down arrow, already got it in there, and then alternate, which I'm not going to put one in there, departure code, aircraft type, this is where I set it to, obviously, the plane that we're flying here, the 739, and then we'll do the PMDG, ER, I always use the two tanks or whatever it is, the
dual tanks.
yeah. Yeah, two auxiliary tanks. Climb profile, I leave all that default. Cruise. Says CI for constant index. Sim profile, I don't mess with that.
Heading level 2 fuel factor. Heading level 2 clickable. Combo box select T03.
Fuel
Heading level 2 ATC
factor.
1000. DVI 90 double heading level 2 registration. N990 heading level 2 win number. 999 heading level 2 social.
Pin
ABCD edit.
number.
Heading level 1 selections. Heading level 1 link save default. Heading level 1 curve direct. Heading level 2 OFP layout. Combo box
And
select
then,
Leo.
of course,
Heading level 2 direct cycle. Combo box select
cycle.
direct 2306
Go ahead and
1520
go with
Earth
the
level 5
latest
23rd.
one.
Heading level 2 units. Combo box select pounds. Heading level
Units,
2
I
max.
got it set to
Combo box select details.
pounds.
Heading level
Math,
2
I'll
taxi
leave
slash
that
min.
alone.
20 20 slash 8 Heading level 2 contingency fuel. Combo
Now,
box select
what I
auto.
am going to
Heading level 2 reserve fuel. Combo box select 30 minutes.
What I'm going to do is let SimBrief pick the altitude for me, and then we're going to talk about how you can go in there and you can customize your altitude on the leg page. So, like, for example, well, we'll go ahead and just let's go ahead
Heading
and
level 2 quickie. Main landmark flight info. Heading level 2 airline. Heading level link close flight. Link new flight. Clickable save flight. Clickable generate flight.
generate this,
Generating
and
flight
then
plan.
we'll go through that flight
Processing
plan real
infinity
quick and talk about it. And I'm doing this individually so that way I don't got Microsoft in the background blabbing, and we can talk about this and then load it.
Cursor, normal cursor.
You kind of know what's going
SimBrief
on,
download. Heading level 1
especially
SimBrief download.
for some of you that requested this
Free files could not be saved.
that are
Next layer.
new,
See users
you
navigate. Clickable
know.
close.
And if you got the SimBrief downloader running in the background, when you generate the flight plan on SimBrief, it will automatically download it,
Close. Close.
which
SimBrief flight.
makes it
Heading level
nice.
2 departure. June 26, 2020.
Okay,
Heading level 2
so
photo UTC.
here we
Heading level 2
go.
arrival.
So
5:30 UTC. Heading level 2 airtime. 040. Heading level 2 block time.
obviously,
108. Heading level 2 airframe.
okay.
pmdg 730. Heading level 1 flight plan summary. Heading level 2 initial altitude 20. Heading level 2 initial altitude 24,000 ft.
Now, initial altitude 24,000 feet. So you know there, it's telling you, okay, being you're coming back to Indianapolis, you're only going to go up to 24,000 feet. That makes sense.
Heading level 2 cruise profile 80.
Cruise profile cost index is 80. I think because of where you're, where we're not going far, it ain't really going to
Right.
look at the factor to, because the lower cost index, the better the fuel.
Heading level 2 distance 205 nm.
Route distance 205 miles. That's what it's going to do. So, in 205 miles, you need to be up to 24,000 feet. Now, think about this, guys. You got to be at 24,000 feet and have enough time to get to 24,000 feet, do your descent checklist, and start your descent again. So, before you change altitudes, look at the distance between the different waypoints and maybe you want to make it lower. We'll look at the leg page once we get
Heading level
there.
average wind 269/45.
Average wind
Heading
says
level average wind 269/45.
269/45. So I'm guessing that's probably the once you're up at 24,000 feet is what I'm guessing.
Heading level 2 wind component T020. Heading level 2 IS aviation T08. Heading level 2 release number. 1. Heading level 2 AirX cycle 2306. Heading level 2 OFP layout. Leo.
AirX
Heading level 2
cycle,
units.
all
yes.
that's good.
Heading level 2 navlog. Yes. Heading level heading level 2 passengers 160. Heading level 2 empty weight 100. Heading level 2 estimated ZFW 140,690 LPS.
Estimated ZFW.
Heading level 2 estimated ZFW 140,000. Estimated ZFW. Copy to clipboard. Estimated ZFW.
Goes in factor.
Estimated tow heading level 2. Estimated LW heading level 2. Block fuel heading level 2.
Block fuel,
15,049
15,000 pounds of fuel. And really, for only taking off and landing at the same airport, that's still quite a bit of fuel.
Cargo heading level 2. Payload heading level 2. Max ZFW heading level 2.
But
Max tow heading level 2. Max LW heading level 2. Cruise height details heading level 1.
doesn't bother me any. So,
Heading level 1 link height details.
alright.
Yeah.
Time slash 23RN045 240 DCT KFW lady. Heading level 1 link height details. Heading level 1 route. Heading level 1 link height time slash 23R. N045 3F2 time slash 23R.
So, 23 right.
N045 3F2 DCT. KFW.
We're going direct to
DCT. KFW. F. KFWA.
KFWA. That's, one of the waypoints.
Link copy. Our link time slash 23R. DCT. KFWA.
And then
DCT. Time
direct
slash 23R.
back to 23 right. So we're taking off from 23 right, and we're coming back and landing at 23 right, which is probably the main.
Which is
yeah. I mean that's
it's
probably
good to do
yeah.
that.
It's probably the main runway that they're using right now. So, but we'll look at the leg page. We're going to get more information on the leg page once it's loaded
Heading level 1
in
link height details.
that we might not
Yeah.
see
Land optimum flight level.
here on
Link copy.
SimBrief.
Land optimum flight level. Link copy. Heading level 1 ATC flight plan. Heading level 1 link show details. FPL TVI 090WC 739/MSD 2 EPN slash A1D1C1D1 link copy. Heading level 1 briefing preview. Heading level 1 link out briefing. Heading level 1 link show details. OFP. DVI 090W. OFP 1 Indianapolis INT double X 2603 ATC slash SPV.
So anyway, let's go ahead and close that, and we'll.
Op 29.1.3 profile.
Now, if I was doing a long flight, I'd write down all this information, but I don't need to. I know that it's going to want to climb to 24,000 feet, but I want to make sure, and I'll show you guys once we get it loaded, that you got to make sure that you got enough time. You know, if 24,000 feet is going to be too high and you're not going to have enough time to get to it and then have time to do your descent checklist to come back in, then you might want to lower it to 18,000, or you know, don't do nothing like 8 or 9,000. You want to be above that, just so that you know you can get up and you know to a decent altitude where you can come back around and then land. I could have done another thing. I could have left Indianapolis, went to Louisville, but that'd be, you know, defeating the purpose that I want to show you that you can do practice flights doing this. And even, you know, George said it's a good idea to practice these simple flights because it's going to make your regular flights much easier because you'll get a better understanding of...
And you're going to know what to do when you come in for your landings and approaches.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're going to load TFM now. Or not TFM, but Microsoft. I don't know what went on last night with that transition to LAX. Usually I don't have trouble there. So, the problem I ran into was I was trying to open up the window where I could see my Command A and Command B, and I was getting a Microsoft error. So there was something going on with TFM, the beta, which, you know, it's beta, so I can't really say anything about it because I was using it. And so once I couldn't activate Command B, that made me completely miss the glide slope every time I try to come back in and land. And you know me, Brandon, I will not crash just to get it over. I'll just close the sim and say, okay, we're done for tonight.
Yep.
It's better than crashing anyways. At least.
Exactly.
At least I think so. So.
I agree.
Okay, what are you doing, computer?
Folder view list, Google Chrome 2974. The Pilot Lounge Teams, Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33. Microsoft.
Okay. Here we go, it's loading. I'll be glad when I get my new system set up here.
I'll be glad.
Oh, I know you will.
I'll be glad to get mine too.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun when we're simming together again.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, I know. We've not been able to sim together for a long time.
Yeah, I've been missing it.
The most you've been able to do is watch. And that's no fun.
No.
I mean, granted, it's better than nothing, but it really gives you an itch of really wanting to do it, and you can't. And it's like, man.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody's ever had these. They're called Crustables. And they're peanut butter and jelly.
I love Uncrustables.
Yes, they're so good.
What flavor did you get?
They're mixed. It's a big box. They're strawberry and grape. 51% strawberry, I think.
Nice.
Went to church 52% today. Went to dinner today. They had all kinds of stuff. They had fried chicken. They had lasagna.
Loading, please wait.
Pasta 53%. Salad. And there was something else. Oh, green beans and potatoes. That was real good too. But
loading, please wait. 54%.
They also made a homemade banana split cake.
Oh man,
dude, it was so good. It had strawberries and 55%. Grapes, and I wasn't big about the little bitty nuts in it, but I still ate them. But strawberry, grapes,
yeah, I'm
cherries.
not a fan of nuts in my desserts.
56%.
I'm very picky when it comes to that, and I've had people ask me about it, and it's just sighted people, and I've just told them, I said it's the texture. Like, you ruin a good dessert when you put nuts in it.
I've never been big about nuts, even by themselves.
I haven't either. Well, I had a bad experience one time with nuts, so I was like, never again.
Yeah.
Explorer.
Ironically enough, it happened to be in the middle of the grocery store that it happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was not fun.
The one thing I want you guys to think about, while this is loading and stuff, even on a new computer, it takes a minute for Microsoft to load because it's got to load everything. But you got to remember that in the payware, like the pmdg, and when it's loaded, you don't always got to go by what the flight plan is on SimBrief. You can customize. Meaning maybe you want to pick a different, maybe there's a transition you want to use that you know. And if it lists waypoints on that leg page, then it don't list them if they're not really there. So if you pick a waypoint or transition point, then it's going to work. The plane don't just follow what's loaded in the flight plan. It'll follow whatever you tell the flight plan to do. That's why it programs it.
Right.
Loading, please wait. 61%.
The one thing, being we're talking about, practice and all this stuff, I think the one thing that I really like about Microsoft
62%
is it has AI, and you can fly those little planes. And
loading, please wait.
71%. That is what I've been wanting to do for ages.
Yeah, and
just fly those little planes.
I enjoy flying those little planes. I'm going to step here
loading,
on my.
72%.
Can you still hear me? Okay, I'm letting my dog go potty here real quick. But I enjoy flying those little planes, the Cessnas and the Diamond. The Diamond's a nice plane, but
loading, please wait.
There's a bunch of different ones.
I haven't flown that one.
The DNG.
I've gotten to fly when I was. When I was using Get Your Plane back in the day, I got to fly the Caravan, the Skylane, and the Beach King Air, which that was one of my favorite ones to fly. I loved flying that Beach King Air.
Now, there are a couple of them small planes. I just want, just so you guys that might be new, there are a couple that the AI will not even start up. So you can't fly them because the AI won't even start them. But
yeah,
there's only not even a handful of those, maybe 2 or 3. Now if you can get it started, then you can always try it. Worst thing that happen is AI won't fly it. I mean, that's the worst.
Yeah.
The worst thing.
Loading, please wait. 80%.
Yeah, I'm outside now, and the weather's much than what it was. The weather was bad here earlier. Yeah, it cut out for a second.
Was it storming?
Yeah,
was it storming really bad there earlier?
Oh yeah, we had Indianapolis had some tornado warnings. Jackson County, which is north of me, about 25 minutes north of me, had a tornado warning. It rained real hard here. I mean, I've got a
wow. Yeah, you're getting weather that we get here in Texas in the spring.
81%.
Yeah, I got a bucket out here. My sister brought me some buckets from her work. They normally put icing in. They're not 5 gallon. They're a little bit smaller.
Loading, please wait. 81%.
And I use it for when people's outside smoking. They can throw cigarette butts in it instead of having it all over my yard. Anyway, that bucket was about a quarter way full.
Loading.
Good Lord.
84%.
So yeah,
I don't want the severe weather, but send some of that rain our way. I need it.
Loading, please wait.
Yeah.
85%.
I mean, we here in Texas, we're in the middle of a prolonged extreme heat wave going on right now.
Well, I knew we was going to get
85%.
some strong weather because this morning it was real humid, and when I checked my weather, it said, and this is around noon, that it was
Loading, please wait.
86, felt like 93.
Welcome menu.
And that was around 1
Page 1 of
o'clock.
3.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
definitely tornado
Press
type
ESC to start
weather.
desktop. Press tab to read support
Yeah,
and release
so
notes.
just give me a few more minutes here and we'll get back to the cockpit. Microsoft is finally loaded. But yeah, I knew it was going to get, you know, some rough weather, but see, Scottsburg, Indiana is down in a valley. It's below sea level. So when a lot of these, you know, storms will just pass right over and keep on trucking.
Right.
But, you know, hold no mistake about that, because we've had, you know, 10 years ago or so, we had that tornado that was on the ground for over, well, it started in Madison, which is 35 minutes from here, and it stayed on the ground from Madison all the way through Hanover, Blocher, Scottsburg, Henryville, and then Seymour. So it was on the ground for several miles, and it just...
That definitely sounded like an F5.
Oh, it was. It was a big... It was bad, and it left no mistakes behind it. It moved... I mean, it twisted and mangled everything in its path. Unfortunately, there was some people that lost their lives in it. There was some innocent kids that got hurt in it. There was a baby or a young kid. They didn't get killed, but they did get carried by the tornado for 14 miles from their home and dropped them in a field.
That sounds like the Gerald tornado that struck in 1997. I remember that event very, very well. We had a tornado outbreak in May of that year, and there was a tornado that was an F5. It struck Gerald, which is not too far from where I lived in Austin, and it wiped out the Double Creek subdivision the community, and it was really, really sad. There was a lot of people that got killed in that one. Trees were debarked and uprooted.
Must have got freaking...
It was bad.
Yeah, that is, man.
It was so bad, it scoured asphalt within an inch, an inch out of the ground. Like, it was that bad.
That's, man, that's one thing I don't play around with, is I don't ever underestimate Mother Nature. You know, that's just something that you don't do. Alright, so we're back here in the office. Sit back down here, and we will continue on here. I'm not going to go through a lot of the settings. I feel like that's a video of its own.
Friends.
Because there's so much that you can do, and so much you need to do if you're going to use AI or whatnot.
Social panel.
Alright, so
conditions. Button. Select arrival.
I do in Microsoft, I will put in my departure and my arrival airports, and then I load the flight plan. So, what is it, Brendan?
I will be, I was going to tell them pretty soon, not too far off from now, probably within the next, I would say, maybe a week or so, hopefully. I'll be simming along right with Johnny, so.
Yes.
Search results.
We're
17. Welcome.
What did it do here? Hold on.
World map. Button.
Let's see.
Select departure. Aircraft selection and
departure.
Select departure. Combo box. Search results.
All right.
Text entry field.
KIND. That's where we're leaving from.
Kind. Search results.
There it is.
100.
Okay.
Kind / Indianapolis INTL Indi.
So I always put in my
Select
departure and my
Drop-down
arrival.
list.
And then
Welcome. World map. Button.
I will
Select arrival. Combo box. Flight conditions.
then load it.
Social panel. Button. Notifications.
Oh, come
Friends. Select arrival. Flight conditions. Select arrival.
on. Okay,
Combo
arrival.
box. Search
We're
results.
gonna make that
0.
KIND as well.
Kind. Search results. 100. Kind / in. Select arrival. Combo box. Select to open a search field, or select from recommended and recent
Okay,
airports.
there we go.
Search results. Text entry field. Select to enter text.
Doing a quick video. What are you doing?
Welcome.
Okay.
Button. World map. Button.
Let me see what happened here.
Runway 23R.
Okay.
Kind Indianapolis INTL Indian. Aircraft selection
Okay,
and
so we got
Kind
kind.
Indianapolis. Switch departure and arrival. Select arrival. Combo box.
And put in arrival again.
Select arrival.
It didn't put it
Drop
in for
down
some
list.
reason. Okay, KIND.
Select to view available choices.
Sometimes Microsoft
Press
has
ESC
a mind
to
of
go
its own, I'm telling
Press
you.
F12 to reset.
I know
Press
that
enter to
feeling.
download.
I've had that back in the day. Even in their
Runway
productive
23.
programs,
Press
it
Control
have a
plus
mind
enter
of
to
its
block.
own.
Search aircraft selection and
Yeah,
customization
I
menu.
hate when it
Kind Indian.
does
Switch
that.
departure. Select arrival.
Alright,
Combo
arrival.
box.
Come on.
Search results. 0. Text entry field.
KIND.
Kind. Search result. Kind /
Y'all definitely
Indianapolis
don't want to be
INTL
outside in Texas during the day, folks. We've got
Select
heat
arrival.
indexes of
Drop-down list.
115 to 20.
Kind Indiana. Runway 23R.
Oh, wow.
Kind Indianapolis.
And that's no joke. It's
Aircraft
bad.
selection and customization menu. VFR.
Okay,
direct,
on
GPS,
2020 everything
drop-down
too
list.
that I do is I go
Aircraft selection and
below the
customization
aircraft
menu.
selection
VFR.
where it says
direct,
VFR, I hit
GPS,
enter,
Drop down
and
list.
then I go down to where it
VFR.
says
Direct. GPS. Board to board. IFR.
IFR, hit enter,
Drop down. Low
and
altitude
then I go
airways.
down to
High altitude airways.
high altitude airways, because anything above 18,000.
IFR. High altitude airways.
Um,
Drop down list.
so
Select
once
view
I
available
do
choice.
that,
Aircraft selection and custom. Kind Indianapolis INTL
to load a
Indianapolis.
flight plan in
Combo
Microsoft,
box.
it's real simple. Hit the space bar
Select to open a search
twice,
field, or select from recommended and recent airports.
down arrow twice, hit enter,
List.
and
FSUI
hit
PC
alt tab,
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
and
Lounge team.
you'll come to
Op 29.1
your thing
column
that
1.
says
Open
open,
dialog.
and then you can open flight plan.
Oh, what happened?
Hold on a minute, Brandon. Talk to these guys just for a second.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you, as I was saying, yeah, I'm gonna be simming pretty soon, alongside him. So it's I'm looking forward to it. And maybe even one day we'll do a stream together in person. That'll be fun too. I love streaming with people.
Okay. Like I said, you then alt tab to the open box, and then you can
Items view list. Name split button left. DCE not selected 1. Missions 205. Packages 3 of 5.
you go to packages,
Items view list. Super box. PMDG aircraft. PMDG aircraft 739
pick
3.
the PMDG set,
PMDG aircraft. PMDG aircraft 739 3. Created 06/0. PMDG aircraft 737 Super. PMDG aircraft 739 3.
hit enter on
Items
that,
view list selected. They modified
and
as
then
word
it
1 of 1.
says you hit enter on
Items view
work,
list. Aircraft not selected 1 of 6.
and then
Flight 3 of 6.
flight plans,
Items view list. MFS
and
20.
then sim brief. If you got it set up right, it will put
Kind
that
MFS
flight
26
plan
20.
in there.
MFS 22 20. Kind MFS 26 20.
Oh, it's a lot easier than it used to be for the packages. Nice.
They modified at 06/21. MFS 20. They modified at 06/26. MFS 24 June 24. MFS 26
I think this might be a
Context
here.
menu rename M. Open dialog. Kind KIND.
Yep,
MFS. They modified at MFS 26. FSUI PC 7
And
console
you
off.
hit
Terminal
enter, and then it
After an airport is selected here,
your flight plan,
FSUI PC 7 console off.
you know, is
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
loaded into
Microsoft Flight Simulator
Microsoft.
1.3.3.0.
And ATC kind of follows
Press
it
ESC
better,
to
but
go back.
you still don't
Press
go by
F12
what
to
AT
filter.
says fully, because
Press Alt to show
ATC
legend.
doesn't do
Press
transitions
space to load /
correctly.
Runway 14 7000.
Mm-mm.
Frequency. Zoom in. Button. Plot.
Then just hit fly. We're gonna hit fly. Okay. again, it's real simple to do. The main purpose of this was to show you guys, you know, that you can practice
Loading, please wait.
flying without doing a 1 or 2 hour flight. You know, practice taking off and landing at the same airport.
Loading,
you know?
please wait.
All right.
65%.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
It really isn't. And then, you know, you're putting in maybe a half an hour of flying, and then, you know,
Yeah.
once you're
Loading,
good at
please
doing that,
77.
it'll make it a lot easier too for, you know, when you start doing other flights.
Loading, please wait.
Yeah.
77%.
I think if you're going to do a new airport, maybe it'd be a good idea to do practice flights in and out of the airport
Loading, please
just to get familiar with the
77%.
different
Yeah.
approaches and all that, so that you can be like, oh, I can land this airport no problem.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you'll know the airport,
Loading, please wait.
and it'd be
77%.
easier for you to. I try to learn these different airports that I fly, you know,
Loading,
you know,
please
that I fly a lot to, like
83%.
LAX,
Yeah.
Indianapolis,
Yeah.
Miami, Detroit, JFK,
Loading, please
and
wait.
I try to
83%.
learn
I'm going to try and learn the Austin airport.
these different runways. That way, when I'm doing a flight plan, I can say, okay, I can't do, for example,
please wait.
23 right tonight. I'm going
83%.
to go and do, you know, 14 left because I know that runway is good, or whatever runways that you know,
Yeah.
Loading, please
that you
wait.
learn.
Yeah.
I don't
83%.
like taking off from runways that are only 8,000 feet. I like taking off from the ones that are 10,000 or
Loading, please wait.
11,000 feet.
83%.
I like them a lot better.
I
Microsoft
think
Flight
I'm going
Simulator
to
1.3
practice
3.8.
at the Austin airport when I start.
Yeah, which one is it that's got the the
The back course,
back course?
DFW.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 3.8.
All right, so
Loading,
we're on the
please wait.
runway, of
83%.
course.
Contact Indianapolis. Approach on 127.15. Good day.
I think TFM is unloaded. Let me
System
make
playlist list item.
sure.
FSU IPC Razor Central. Navigraph free apps list item.
Yeah, it is.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
I'm gonna,
Folder view list Google Chrome 29.
for this round, we're just gonna use
Switch chat page 31 of Top in flight monitor
TFM.
preview. Team viewer 55. Team top 5 classic. Top in flight monitor 61 of 74.
That way I know there's no problems.
Open file run as administrator.
Mhm.
Folder view list top in flight monitor. Normal cursor.
Though I do like the beta because it's
App start cursor.
much faster. Much
Yeah.
faster. Speaking of that, First Officer Next is going to be switching to Sim Connect instead of.
Normal cursor. Top in flight monitor. Bulletin app start cursor. Normal cursor. Current aircraft.
FSU
TID number 1 division. Number 1 generator.
Yep. Now I don't know when they're doing it, but
1018 PASL point.
I know that they are.
Grade 60 of 74.
I kind of wish we could have gotten an
Runway
interview with
23 R
that
times
guy.
11,109. Ops 29.1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
All right. So
Runway
right,
23 R
like
times
right
11,000.
now, that's another thing with 2020. Sometimes you pick to go to the gate, and sometimes it still puts you on the runway. You always want to check right bracket
Runway
shift
23 R
C.
times 11,190.
See, we're on
Runway 23 R times
23
11,190.
right. Already set on the runway for takeoff, which ain't going to work because we're coding dark.
Yeah.
So we're going to move to a
Top in flight
gate.
monitor bulletin. Ops 20. FSU live. The pilot. Jump to gate row 1 column 5.
Jump to
Gate list.
gate.
Airport code as blank.
KIND.
111 loaded point. Base list 0, 1, number 1, type, base small, use, no,
Yeah,
number
that's
10, type,
another
base small, use,
important
no,
rule.
number 11,
Always
type, base
check
small,
to
use, 12,
see
number
you're
12,
at
type, base small,
gate,
13, number 14, type, base
especially
small,
if
14,
you're
number
going
14, type,
VATSIM.
15, number 15, type, base small, 16, number 16, type, base small, 17, number 17, type, base small, 18, number 18, type, base small, 19, number 19, type, base small, use, no, 32, number 32, type, base small, use, no, 26, 33, number 33, type, base small, use, 34, number 34, type, base small, use, no, 20. Part 115, name part number 115, type ramp cargo news, no 50, part 114, name part number 114, type ramp part 1. Part 109, name part number 109, type ramp medium news. Part 108, name part number 108, type ramp medium news. No 46, 1, part 1, part 105, name part number 105, type fuel news. No part 104, name part number 104, type fuel news. No 42, 1, part 102, name part number 102, type ramp medium news. No 41, 111, part 101, name part 109, 8, 7, number 7, type base small news. No 35, 6, number 6, type base small news. 5, number 5, type base small news. No 4, number 4, type base small news. 37, number 36, number 36, type base small news. 37, number 37, type base small news. No 36, 35, number 35, type base small news. 34, number 34, type base small news. No 33, number 33, type base small news. No 26, 32, number 32, type base small news. 31, number 31, type base small news. 30, number 30, type base small news. 3, number 3, type base small news. No 29, number 29, type base small news. 28, number 28, type base small news. No 27, number 27, type base small news. 26, number 26, type base small news. No 25, 24, number 24, type base small news. No 17, 111.
So in my head,
Park 104, name park number 104, type fuel news, no 42 100, park 105, name park number 105, type fuel news, no 40, park 106, name park number 106, type fuel news, no 44, park 107, name park number 107, type Ramp Medium news, no 45 111.
107. We'll just
Copy
go with
flight
that one.
Altimeter 1005, 29.67 inches point dot. Altimeter 1013, 29.92 inches point dot. Ground power light off, ground power.
Alright, so we're
Name
at
park 107 kind.
parking 107.
Num lock off, num lock on.
Going to set the brake. Well,
Copy flight monitor. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
I think I'm going to definitely turn on that quick
10.
release, so I don't have to
NAV1 localizer. Localizer is alive. Runway heading 145. Airborne.
worry about
Parking
the
brake off, parking
whole
brake on.
holding the control key
Parking brake
and
on.
all that.
there we go.
0 knots ground speed. 8 park 107 kind.
Yep, we're on parking 107. I like the easy set. It makes it just makes it a lot easier.
Op 29.1.3 FSU IPC. The pilot lounge team.
Yeah.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.01 column 1.
Alright, so we'll load
Folder view list.
first option
FSTT live update.
next.
Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator first officer next 7270.
Folks, I'm going to probably have to
Folder
jump
title.
out of
Run
here
troubleshoot from
because
run
my
administrator.
phone's
Folder view list.
almost
Flight
Let me
Simulator.
tell
dead.
you guys, this weather, the internet's been acting silly, and I think it's because of the internet, because of the weather.
Explorer.
So,
Op 29.1.3 profile. Untitled scene. Simulation window. Op 29.1.
could just
Free
be
profile,
real
untitled
laggy. So I'll
Simulation
tell you
window.
what we'll do, Brandon. We'll get on here tomorrow and finish this, and we'll do it
Okay.
when you got more time and I got more time,
Start virtual camera. Start recording checkbox not checked.
Yeah.
Stop streaming checkbox checked.
because I'm lagging here on my end pretty nasty.
Start recording. Stop streaming checkbox checked.
So,
Pretty
guys,
bad.
come back tomorrow
Okay.
and we'll do this. The weather is not being very friendly right now, so we'll come back tomorrow.
I understand that.
Let me end this before you drop out. So, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow.